Now, as you may know, Nigeria's labor unions hit the strike button today, taking action against what they say is the officially sanctioned brutality against and humiliation of Nigerian workers. They say they've had it with the government's condescending attitude to welfare issues, unpaid workers' salaries, and the disruption of union activities. It all came to a head after the attack on the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, allegedly by the Nigerian police and hired thugs in Imo State. But up till now, there have been no arrests and no dialogue with the government. For its part, the government says the Inspector General of Police has ordered an investigation into the attack and insists that the strike is illegal because there is a standing court injunction stopping the action. The unions have millions of workers under their umbrella and could potentially paralyze the Nigerian economy if there is major compliance. Well, for his reaction, I'm joined now in the studio by Kamarudeen Ogundele, Special Assistant on Communications and Publicity to Nigeria's Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to come in.
It's my pleasure.
Now, the government rejects this nationwide strike by the labor unions. Tell us why.
Well, thank you very much. The federal government rejected the call for strike by the NLC for many reasons, and the TUC for many reasons. Because, number one, declaring a strike at this time will not be in the interest of the country. The country is trying to regain the economic control and to also recover in several sectors. So why, instead of looking for how we progress as a nation, there is no need for us to be trying to involve in actions that will constitute a cog in the wheel of progress of the country.
But you could have sorted out by talking to them in the first place.
Well,
not allowing it to get to this stage.
Let me say the genesis of the strike have been declared by the NLC in itself. They claim that the president of NLC was attacked in Imo State, and I understand that there was an order of the court banning them from assembly, from protesting in Imo State, but they went against the order of the court, or the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, by assembling. But then, the government of the day is not the type that will promote violence. The president has not, the labor unions have not come out to say that the president of the country had a hand in what happened on that day. So why are they now trying to escalate what happened in a state to the whole federation? Besides that, battery and assault do not constitute trade dispute. And as far as I'm concerned, what they are using as a basis for declaring this strike do not constitute a trade dispute. So why declaring a strike for something that happened in the state, and you want to mete out the punishment on the entire nation? I don't think it's patriotic.
Well, to be fair to them, that is perhaps a central reason, but that's just one of many reasons why they've gone on strike. And the reason why they've said that they're incensed enough by the attack on the president of the NLC is that for them it symbolizes the brutalization of the Nigerian worker. It may not be with clubs and sledgehammers, but the treatment of Nigerian workers and the disdain, according to them, that they feel the government has for them was manifested in the way that the president of, an enormous trade union in this country, the largest of the lot, was treated by the people they claim were operatives of the government.
Well, I think if you look at what they are saying, how did they even communicate to the federal government? I'm not sure they wrote any letter or they communicated officially, rather than issuing threats that they were going to declare a strike if certain things were not done. One of the conditions they asked for was the removal of the Commissioner of Police, which was done. the CP Mohamed Barde was redeployed. So I think in all this, what I would say is that it suggests that maybe it's a premeditated action. They are just looking for how to justify their reasoning to perpetually flout the order of the court.
Well, let me put it another way, because you're right in the sense that one of their central points is the issue around the attack on Joe Ajero, but they're also demanding that full salary arrears be paid, ghost workers be removed from the government's payroll, and for a properly constituted inquiry into the assault on the NLC president. I mean, those are legitimate calls, aren't they?
Okay, having dealt with the issue of the attack on the president of the NLC, I think other issues that which they have stated, there are issues that have to do with the state government, not with the federal government. So if you are now trying to apply the treaty, whatever dispute you have with the state government, you now think that it should now spread across the country and putting the lives of millions of Nigerians, putting their lives at risk, disrupting most people's movement. That in itself is an infringement on the fundamental right of movement of people. Because, number one, apart from that the action is a contempt of court, they have also committed several other infractions. If you have any reason even if they think that the order, because they cannot claim that they are not aware of the order. I listened to the president of the TUC who said that they were not aware of the order in one breath, but in another breath, he said that they cannot obey an order that is obtained.
He answered it in two. He said that there's no evidence of service. You have to serve someone. You're from the Attorney General's office. You've got to have a proper system of service in order for someone to actually know that they're being sent to court. You don't go and sort of publish it in newspaper or do whatever it is. You see what I mean? That's the point they're making. And in another breath, he answered it by saying that the government itself that is talking about a court case and contempt of court doesn't obey court orders.
Well, I wouldn't want to talk about whether they are trying to allege that the federal government is in contempt of court. Maybe that is what they think that we should also purport them to also flout the order of the court. The federal government has never disobeyed the order of any court. But it is obvious that the labor unions, they are out to disrupt the peace enjoying the country. Because number one, they cannot claim that they are not being served. I put it to you that the order of the court made on Friday, the first order was that there be proper service on the walls of fence of the last known addresses of the labor unions, which that have been done.
Right.
The orders were pasted on the wall of the labor house in Central area and in Asukuru, which is the last known address of the Trade Union Congress. That is one. Then secondly, the originating summons and the motion notice and the ex parte order, they have been published in 2 national dailies. They have been published in The Nation, they have been published in Daily Trust. So they have no reason to claim that they are not aware.
Right. But you're from the Attorney General's office. What are you going to do about the fact that, from your point of view, they have flouted that court order? Are you going to take them to, are you going to charge them, take them to court, contempt of court?
What I can say is that the right action will be taken at the appropriate time. Well, as it is today, they are in contempt of court, and we can only wish that they purge themselves of the contempt of the court. The courts, it's not meant to be disrespected. We cannot resort to self-help. The reasons why the courts are there is to serve as arbiters, to adjudicate, to ensure justice and fairness. So if they feel that even the order, no matter how bad you think an order is, an order of the court is, it must be respected. The only option you have is to go to the court to challenge the order, which they have not done. But from the discussion you had with the TUC president, you can see that they are determined to go the whole length to disobey the court order. No.
Well, in fairness to you, and in fairness, I mean, there is a new government in place. And, you know, it's the previous government, somebody could make the argument that there were a series of court orders that were not necessarily obeyed. But you've just been in government for a short period of time. So we'll have to watch and see what your attitude is as time goes by. But the problem for you is that the strike may well not have been observed everywhere today, but it could be in the coming days. I mean, we've seen blackouts in parts of Nigeria today, train passengers stranded in Lagos, many primary and secondary schools closed, and other unions are expected to join tomorrow. I mean, this could cripple the Nigerian economy. Why can't you just reach out to them and sit down with them?
Well, I think if the labor unions, if actually they are looking for sentiment, the first thing they should have done, if they didn't have this plan of putting the whole country in a kind of situation that which they are planning, which of course I think the Nigerian peoples are not happy with, because you can't put the entire country in the blackout, which they have done in Imo State. The federal government is open to dialogue. They have not, reported any matter officially to the government that this is what happened. The only thing we read was they issued a threat, a communique. That is what we heard about. So if they are out for peace and stability in the country, there is a procedure to everything.
Right.
There's a procedure to everything. They should pursue peace. If the labor unions are aggrieved that the president of NLC was attacked, as a Nigerian, he has the right to ventilate his grievances by following the law. He can sue for damages. He can enforce his fundamental right, but not by seeking to blackmail the government, by trying to create confusion in the country, by trying to put the lives of millions of Nigerians at risk, by trying to paint the image of the federal government in bad light. I don't think that is patriotic. I can assure you, this administration is how to promote the rule of law, is out to promote justice, is out to promote good standard of living for Nigeria in accordance to the Renew Hope agenda of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So that is what this government is about. So, and I think every Nigerian, including the president of NLC, should give this government a chance.
Right. Okay. I want to thank you very much indeed for coming in to talk to us. We really appreciate it. Kamarudeen Ogundele, Special Assistant on Communications and Publicity to Nigeria's Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Thank you very much indeed.
It's my pleasure.